Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Real Chill Conversations. You got me, Brenna B, in the building, as well as Dominique. We are going to be talking about a few weeks ago, we had a conversation that revolved around social media and stripping. And that was a good conversation. And it just got me thinking. I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into other things that interfere with social media or are now part of social media that wasn't before. And I actually first started noticing this when I'd go to my search bar in either Facebook or Instagram, and I'd search for something and it would ask me if I wanted to use Meta AI. So I thought it was just like a one-off thing. Maybe they were just testing something. But then it started popping up on my WhatsApp for chat. It's on my LinkedIn, as far as being able to draft messages and intro messages to recruiters. It also gives you the option to rewrite your whole, your background. It helps you write your resume and lots of other things. So I wanted to just dive deep into that and talk about social media and AI and its impact on you, and if you think it's a good thing, if you think it's a bad thing, or you don't think that it's anything at all, it's just part of the changing times. So Dominique, I'm going to ask you, have you had any experience with AI um, getting involved in your social media?
Hey, you guys. Um, yes, of course. I use AI for a lot of videos that I put up for the podcast and also for different things to help promote the podcast and other things.
Yes.
So, yes, definitely. But it is scary. I'm not gonna lie. It is very useful,
Right.
right? I think it can generate somebody a lot of money if they knew exactly what they were doing
Yeah.
without even having to put themselves out there.
Right.
I was reading, let me tell you why, because I was reading this article. I wonder if I can go back. It's about a model that AI generated, and she makes them this model agency $11,000 a month.
Oh.
$11,000 a month
Wow.
because they were tired of the human models and their egos. So the articles say. So this Spanish company actually make AI models and generate money from it on social media.
Wow. I mean, that's not surprising, especially since AI is trained to, get smarter and smarter and get more insight into human activity and human thinking. So there's a lot of, in one of the sections of this article that I've been reading, it's called influencer identification. And it's saying that AI powered tools can identify potential influence for your brand by analyzing engagement rates, follower counts, and content quality. This ensures that your influencer communications are aligned with your target audience. Using AI, marketers can gauge whether an influence followers match the brand's target demographic. For example, L'Oreal, a beauty brand, uses AI to find influencers for its campaigns. By analyzing engagement rates, follower counts, and content, L'Oreal ensures authentic partnerships that resonate with its audience. So that ties in, Dominique, with what you were saying about this company creating, AI models because they don't want to deal with the egos and the humanness of the person and what they want and their demands and things like that. But here's a company, here's an organization that is basically scanning people's social media accounts to see, do they have the certain qualifications that they're looking for to become a L'Oreal influencer. It used to be famous actresses faces and models and like up and coming, actresses or actors on different TV shows. But I have noticed a little bit of a change. There's a lot of faces that I don't necessarily recognize from a movie or being in a band or anything like that. They're just different faces, and I thought that was different. But I was like, oh well, maybe they're just switching it up.
Exactly. So now it's like it's kind of scary because in a way models and you know um they do need a job. So it's like now it's like, okay, we don't need you.
Right.
We can replace you. It's just like today was my baby's birthday.
Happy
Major.
birthday.
And we went to Stars and Strikes. It's
Mhm.
like now you see barely any servers. What you see now is the little robot coming and serving your food.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So a lot of people were shocked, they're like, okay. They didn't know whether they should grab the food or not. And they was like, yeah, I had to tell her, I was like, grab your food, it's coming to give you your food.
Right.
But you could tell like the personnel is not it wasn't that many people there.
Right. Right. So I'm sure they're utilizing that as an aspect to cut down on the costs of running a business, and it's probably cheaper for them to use robots, and to have less staff than to have a
Cheaper. You don't have to pay them.
yeah. Yeah, you just got to buy the bot. You just got to buy the robot.
Exactly. And we have those. I didn't realize that we had so many bots online either. I mean, I knew there were some, but there's a lot than
Oh,
we think. There's a
yeah.
lot more than what we think.
I know anytime I have a question about a site or just a question in general with one of my accounts, like let's say Cash App, you ask a question and you're automatically routed to a bot. And if the bot can't answer your question, then they'll route you to a customer service representative to kind of help you sort through it. When I flew a couple of weeks ago to go visit my mom, same thing. I had a question on Delta on my flight that I had booked, and it was a bot that took me through probably 10 or 12 questions before it said I need to get you a representative. And I was like, "Well, thank you," because this was going nowhere. And it was very, 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 very frustrating. Now, I can certainly see the benefits that it has. I know a lot of people talk about using ChatGPT as a tool, and they can come up with, ideas, bring them to life in just a short amount of time. And I'm all for the useful tools and the helpful tools, but what for me, I just think that it can be a frustrating aspect when you're just trying to go about your way, and then you got somebody coming in, a bot coming in, or AI taking over asking if you want their help. And some people do, and some people don't. I know I asked this question in the group, and whether or not social media has been impacted by AI, and gave an example of the search bar that comes up on Facebook and Instagram, and someone said that they don't have that hasn't occurred to them yet. So I don't know why they are making the decision to not roll it out just all at once. It seems like certain people are targeted and they're rolling it out to them and not others. I don't know the answer to that, but that's something that would make sense. I mean, if you're someone that's regularly online posting and sharing and trying to promote something on the platforms, it seems like the algorithm is going to point to you as a person that might find the AI use in your social media helpful.
Yes, and I feel like you know when they started with the automated system, I feel like this wasn't like just an automated system. I feel like this is what it is.
Yeah.
Like they're testing. They were beginning to test what they had to get right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like through us,
Yes.
like through us humans, like
Mhm.
study our brains,
Right.
know what are the things that we're looking for, what are the buttons that we're needing the most, or anything like that, because eventually that's what it's going to come to.
Right. And they're clearly using us and our thought process to help
Hmm.
improve their processing. Now, there's other aspects to AI and social media, and that includes ad targeting and personalization. It says AI algorithms analyze user data to optimize and ad targeting. This ensures that your ads are shown to the right audience, increasing the chances of conversation. And as previously covered before, I didn't get to this part, so it's my first time covering it. But Netflix, it says, does a spectacular job of personalization as it tailors its content recommendations based on user viewing history. This customization keeps users engaged and help Netflix retain subscribers. Now, I'll say this. I thought it was extremely interesting that we're at my house, right? And then we have multiple users of Netflix. Everybody has their own profile. Everybody's profile is different. Not everyone's profile comes up with the same movies, the TV suggestions, whether it's an action, a thriller, a scary movie, a romantic drama, or whatever the case may be. When I went to my mom's, when I like turned on her Netflix because we were getting ready to watch a movie, all these Korean dramas popped up, and then all these Korean action movies and all these Korean comedies. And she's like, "Oh yeah, the girls got me in this K-drama phase, so that's all I've been watching." And I was like, "Well, that's obvious obviously." Because that's the only thing that's coming up in your home screen. So I had to physically go in and search for the movie that I was looking for. I would think that it would just have popped up on her home screen like it did mine, but it didn't. So obviously AI was recommending shows and movies to her based on her past viewing history and what she's watched before. And I was like, oh wow, that's how that works. And I never even thought about it until I experienced it at that point. I didn't think that it had expanded out to Netflix and like streaming platforms. I can understand them making recommendations based on things that you've watched before and you've seen and what they think you might like. But it was just very, very, very different to go there and see that her Netflix looked completely different than how mine looks. But that's part of it, I guess, with the customization. That's keeping the Netflix users engaged and keeping their subscriptions up.
I personally believe that it's just not what you search. I've always believed that we're being listened to. Now, y'all might say I'm crazy,
No,
but
I agree with you there.
sometimes I'll be even thinking something in my head, and then I'll look at social media and I'll be like, wait a minute.
Right. Or
I was just thinking about
you
this.
see an ad for something and you're like, hold up, like I didn't talk to anybody about this. I
I,
didn't search for this. I didn't look it up anywhere. This is just something that I was considering, and now here are different options for that same thing that I was considering looking into. So yes, I don't think that you're crazy. I do believe that we are listened to, and people have discussed that in the past, that we're being listened to, and that's part of helping AI get smarter and understand how the human
but
mind.
that's scary to your
It is.
privacy.
It is scary, and that's the next issue that I was going to bring up is, AI and Chat GPT and these other tools. If you feel like it's an invasion of privacy. It's one thing to offer to help, like if you're going through like a search and you need assistance or something like that, or if you're creating an image or video recognition, because as we stated before, AI and social media can help automatically recognize objects, scenes, and faces within images and videos to a great degree. This technology can help you tag products, locations, or people in your posts more easily. Pinterest Lens feature uses AI to analyze images taken by users, and it suggests visually similar pins. This encourages users to discover more content that matches their preference. So, with that being said, in the video recognition, the image and the video recognition, are you concerned at all with using AI to help create, generate your posts and things like that for the podcast?
Not for those things.
Yeah, yeah. I would say this. I would say the same. Um, because I've used it as well as far as, generating a post, and it's extremely helpful, and it gives you options, and you tell it, what you're looking for and what you want in it and how you want it to, appear. It's a lot less time consuming than trying to create something from scratch. And I think that it's just going all around. It's every app that you use, anything that you look at is using some form of AI to, it's there. I think they keep saying that it's there to help you, but at the same time, it kind of feels like it's monitoring you, that it's monitoring your behavior, and it's trying to mimic what you would do as a human person. It says AI has transformed how things work in social media and business, improving the situation for both marketers and salespeople. They can now optimize the way they do things and get better outcome. On that, let's take a look at the many ways that you can use AI and social media to make your brand more successful. And one of the things that it stated was AI powered sentiment analysis tools can gauge public sentiment towards your brand, your product, or campaigns. Analyzing user comments and interactions lets you grasp how your audience understands your content. So I'm glad that they mentioned that, and they talked about that, because it seems like it's very difficult these days to create content that generates a response that people will interact with and comment on and all of that. So that sentiment analysis, which gauges the public sentiment towards your brand, product, or campaigns, seems like it's something that would be useful. Like when we make promos for the podcast, what promos, are more successful, because some are more successful than others, we know that. Some do much better than others, we know that. But what is the piece of the puzzle that we're missing? Like, how do we not know this information? Like, why do we not get information back, stating, oh, your listeners like when you talk about this, or your listeners like if you make this type of post. This type of post is more visually engaging and will cause people to tune into the show and listen to the show and comment throughout the show more than others. So I don't know what happened to Dominique. Looks like we lost her for a second, but hopefully she'll come back in and I will let her back in, no problem. Again, we're talking about AI's impact on social media and what it does to your social media accounts. Are you using it? Are you involved in it? Do you believe in it? Do you find it helpful? Do you find it harmful? Does it bother you? Those are all the different scenarios that we're kind of getting into today. Yes, looking at the comments here. What's up, ladies? Hey, what's up? How you doing? And we are being listened to and watched. Yes, I concur. I do firmly believe that that is the case. And let me let Dominique back in.
Okay.
All right, welcome back after that brief
I,
commercial pause.
look, I don't know what happened there. Yes, I mean, yes. Like, I feel that it does help in some ways as far as just limited help. You know, how Facebook, for example, if you make a post or something like that, they'll tell you, hey, if you engage on this post, you could potentially get, more people to join
Right,
in on the conversation and stuff
right.
like that. I like those features,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think that they push it to the point where they're actually trying to help as far as, because I still want to know, how do you get a $10,000 check from Facebook?
Right, right.
Because you know what I'm saying? Like, they give you little pointers and stuff like that. But some of this stuff I be wondering, I say, is some of this stuff AI just generated? Because it could be.
Yeah, it very well could be. And like on Instagram, like they have all these different challenges and things that you can do that can earn you money and get you cash payouts. And it's like some of them is you have to post a story a day for the next 7 days. Others, they want you to post reel after reel after reel after reel until you've gotten 50,000 plays, and then you get some type of reward. If you grow your follower account, by 500, and it's different increments. One is 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,500. Once you hit 10K, 1,000 followers, it does that as well. And TikTok is not out of the game either. I didn't mention it before because I was so busy focused on the beginnings of it, where I saw with Facebook and with Instagram, but it's also a part of TikTok as well. So,
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. But it's most of these platforms, especially like Instagram and stuff, like you
yeah,
have to pay like certain things to promote your page.
right.
So I'm just saying, like, you see these other page. First of all, let's say this. Let me say this. I don't like Instagram,
Hmm.
and I do feel like most of their pages are bots.
Right,
And I feel like they just push Instagram to make you pay for certain things to get it promoted, knowing
yeah,
darn well it's not even gonna do very well. So
right.
basically, you're just getting rich off of me.
Right. They want you Instagram. I know Instagram is famous for wanting to boost your post, boost your story, boost your reel. Who are you boosting it to? And how do you know that they're going to like it? That's my
Bots,
yeah.
bots. I
So
must say it again, bots.
that's well, we had two comments while you were taking a commercial break. One of them is from user King Kane Cagney. He says, "What's up, ladies?" I said, "What's up?" for the both of us, but I'll mention it again. And then we have Amisha Dawson says, "We are being listened to and watched," and I agreed with that. I think you agreed with that as well. We both feel like we are being listened to and we are being watched. We're being monitored through our phones. We're also being monitored through our TV. So if you have a smart TV that has a camera and you leave the TV constantly on, it can listen to you, through audio, but it can also visually record you. Some people can gain access to that and remotely record whatever it is that you've got going on. So I find that scary as well. So I'm always like, if I'm not here when I'm gone for the day, like TV off. I don't even leave it on, just sitting on the home screen. I turn it all the way off. I don't know if that helps. I hope it does, but it is scary, the amount of privacy that we seem to be losing.
Exactly. And, the privacy is just out of this world being invaded. I think somebody told us about that long, long time ago.
Yeah.
Um, he had to run away for telling us.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's pretty clear. But the thing about it is that we're not even getting paid for the information we're actually providing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's the unfairness right there.
Yeah, because it's not like we signed an agreement that says, let us study you for X amount of time and all of that, and then we're going to give you X amount of dollars for using your information results to help better our AI. So,
Exactly.
mhm. So Misha.
Somebody said, cover the camera.
Yep, Misha also said you need to cover the camera when you're not using it. Absolutely. I do that on my laptop, but I haven't done that to my TV yet. I need to do that. And King Cagney said the Patriot Act is the reason we have no privacy. That's a good point. I never thought about it like that. It just seems like we just have transitioned into this phase where everything is everything. We have information on everything. We're on information overload. We know about a story, 2 minutes after it's happening, or sometimes while it's in progress. You
I'm
know,
going to ask this question.
yeah.
I don't know if this has happened to you or any one of you out there listening to us tonight, but you're thinking about something or something that you're doing in your life, and then you hear about something bad happening about that same thing on the internet.
Yes.
Some of these stories, are they AI generated? Like for real? Because I just be like, okay, I was just thinking that.
Right. Right.
Like, for example, if somebody tells you, or if you run across something just like, let's put an example out there, don't leave your child at home.
Right. Right.
And then you go online and you read about this story about a woman leaving her child at home or something. And then they say, oh, she went to jail or something happened. Because I really feel like some of these stories are AI generated. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think you should apologize at all. I mean, I think it is what it is. I think that there is so much access to what's going on, and it makes me think of different TV shows that I've watched, crime shows or different shows that I've watched where people are, they're unplugging their TVs from the wall and they're covering the camera on the TV. They're turning their iPhones off. They are, moving into the bathroom and turning on the shower and turning on music and trying to have, a whispered conversation so that they can't be overheard because there's listeners everywhere. And, come to find out, your house has been bugged, and we haven't gotten to that point yet, I don't think, where people are bugging other people's houses, but you better be sure in these investigations into any type of crime or something that's taking place, they will find a way to get in your house and
Baby, I don't know why they would do that, but you would say, like, little old me, like, why would you do that? But at the end of the day, human intelligence is worth a lot.
it is. It absolutely is.
especially when they're trying to get rid of humans of doing the actual job.
Mm-hmm.
And I for me, it has always been the plan to get rid of humans.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that, with the amount of companies that have layoffs and things that I read, and they're talking about, we don't need, Tim, because, AI has it covered and can do the job faster and be more efficient and be much more productive. Like Tim may be able to do like 100 things in a day, but an AI can do, 2,000 in a day. Which one are you gonna keep? There seems to be no regard for humanity and for the human compartment of making an organization work. They just want to do it as efficiently and as profitably, as possible. I've read tons of stories about people getting laid off in terms of AI taking over and doing the job and doing their position. And it's like, I've been at this company for 15 years and now I have to start all over looking for a job because AI has taken over. So the learning aspect of AI and them utilizing human intelligence to make themselves smarter, and they continue to get smarter, they continue to get smarter, and they continue to get smarter without having to go to school to get that, intelligence and that sense of that. They're just learning it. It's a computer program that is learning human behavior, human actions, human decisions, and things like that. So we're in it. We're in it. We are in it. We're in a whole new world, and sooner rather than later, like everything is going to be done AI, like you talked about. You're going to go to a restaurant, and it's going to be a nice little robot waiter, bringing you your food, taking your order, or you're punching your order on your smartphone. You scan the QR code, put in your order, and then you have some AI powered robot bringing you bringing you your food and bringing you your drinks. I mean, we're just
Hey, just make sure if I'm at home and the robot take my job, I need some money. So, we got to come up with a plan.
we definitely need to come up
We
with.
got to we got to do the UBI universal basic income,
Yeah,
and it's gonna definitely have to be more than $3,000 a month.
that's right. That is correct. King Cagney says it happens to me a lot. I wonder if that was when we were talking about if you be thinking about something and then all of a sudden you see something come up bad that is talking about what you were thinking.
Yes, because the reason I said that is because I was thinking about all the mothers. Well, not all the mothers, but some mothers that have to go to work, and their 16-year-old or older sibling stay at home and take care of a younger sibling.
Yeah.
So then, like, literally, after I get done thinking about that, because I go online and I just so happen to see out of nowhere, I was thinking about bad things that could happen too. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And how could that be affect people in a good way and in a bad way. So I go online on social media and then I see the story about this lady who actually left her kids, her older sibling watched the younger sibling at home, and something happened in the home, and she was taken to jail.
Oh gosh.
But she was at work.
Yeah. Oh
I
my god.
don't know if you heard that story or not. I don't know if it's a real story or not, but I was literally just thinking about that, and I was like, this is so weird. It's like I could be thinking about anything. I could be thinking about Victoria's Secret panties. And then I go online and I'm like, what? Victoria's Secret? It's just weird. I'm like, are y'all in my brain?
Misha responded that the kid was only 14. So I guess it was a story that was put out there, and I just happened to miss it because
But
it's
I'm just saying, like, some of these stories could be AI generated to see how we'll react to it.
right. Yeah, that's a very 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 good point. They want to see how we
How do
act
you
and
know all these stories are true? How?
yeah,
I think most of these stories are lies. I mean, it's so hard even to believe like some of the stories of people getting killed online. And yes, some of that could be true or whatever, but they're so quick to pull down a content about certain things when real humans are doing stuff. But when it's something AI generated, it's like it stays up there.
right. It does because somebody is controlling the is being the puppet master and handling that. And I just don't, it's hard for me. And I think that's why sometimes you'd be like, did you hear about this story? And I'd be like, is just because I feel like sometimes I get oversaturated with news and what's going on, that it gets a little overwhelming because I don't know, what's true and what's not true. And the stories that are true, like, definitely have an impact on me. I definitely feel some type of way, and hurt for the families that suffered a loss, or, had a family member injured or nearly killed, or somebody's missing and things like that. And it's like my nervous system can't take it. I can't deal with too much negative things happening, all around the world every day, all the time. You see stories about women getting hurt, or women having to defend their lives, or getting kidnapped. And that's why when that girl ran away in Alabama and had everybody looking for her, and then she said she walked home after seeing she saw a baby on the street, so she stopped, and then she got taken, and that whole thing. I mean, it seemed very very far fetched. Like, that would not be too far beyond the edge of AI, but here was this real, quote unquote, real person, telling this story about what happened to her. But it was just so unbelievable. It was like, how does that even happen? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
And
And
some
we
of the things will be distractions, though. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they'll make up this big old story about something and just to distract us of what's really going on in the background.
yeah. I believe that that's true. I do think there's a lot of distraction that's going on, because they're trying to cover what, the real story is, or what's really happening, and all of that. And I think that's always been the case. That's been the case for a while. I mean, even before we had social media and stuff going on, you'd hear
A lot
these,
of people are waking up to that stuff, though.
yep, and they should. They
Mhm.
definitely should. I know I have. And paying attention to it, and recognizing, okay, this could be a possible situation that's not true. But also with a lot of these social media accounts, and if you're using AI to create any content, or if you're using it like on a networking platform to try to connect, with recruiters or managers or people that are hiring for jobs, um, Instagram, all of that. It asks you to disclose whether or not you used AI for your content. And I'm like, I've yet to see anybody disclose that they've used AI for their content. Um, but I guess that'll be coming as well. But I don't know. I think people would feel a type of way if they, logged on to see a post and then saw that it was completely AI generated. I don't know. What do you think?
I think AI has been here for a very long time, probably before us.
Yeah.
and we're just getting the sprinkles of it like in advance now, because now they have to come out and really do the advancement of bringing all this stuff out. But
Right.
if they just bring it out at one time, then everybody will be like, oh, okay, so it was all a lie. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
basically, they're putting it out little by little, little. But all these things been around, and even celebrities have used it. And
Yes.
they'll tell you that they've used it
Yeah.
either to making music,
Yeah.
somebody writing the song, um,
Even
somebody singing the song. It might not even be them.
the
You know what
visual.
I'm saying?
Yeah, the visuals and the images that they use like for the music video, a lot of that is AI generated with these really complex, scenes and views and then dance breaks where all of a sudden one person turns into 30 people. I mean, you can't just get a bunch of stand-ins and all that and have everybody be on in sync. You're doing that behind a computer and having AI generate the look that you're going for. And think about the hologram stuff, the hologram for the late people that have passed away: Whitney Houston, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, Michael Jackson, and others. I mean, but they're using holograms during their concerts, to show that they're still there. I mean, how did that technology come about? You gonna tell me that that's not AI?
It is.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, all of this has been around, especially they were talking about how Beyonce's concert, how she had a, back to back concerts, and they was like, how can just one person do that?
Right.
Like back to back, like you wouldn't get tired. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
You
Like,
don't need a break.
but there was one singer, I don't remember if it was Akon, but he was talking about him having a double or something.
Oh.
I don't know if it was him or not, but it was an interview. He was talking about how he couldn't make it to all of the shows like that because they were back to back.
Right,
So
right,
then he didn't want to miss out on the money.
right.
So basically, he had a double
At a
to do
double.
it. And so, like rappers, singers, and all of these people been doing that for years.
Yeah,
And we're
it's
just spending the money to go
uh,
see
right.
somebody who looks like somebody and lip sing the song. Guys, like seriously,
Right.
that's what you've been doing.
I
Even
don't pay.
even comedy shows.
Right. I done paid $300 for these VIP tickets, and I'm not even really seeing the real you. Come on now.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on
funny.
now. That's crazy. Well, that wraps up my topic.
I need
I
a double.
You need a double.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna give me a double.
we could all use a double, so we can do what we need to do, because we always got to be in more than one place at one time and always trying to figure it out. Well, if I get here at this time, then I can leave by this time, and then I'll make it to the other spot at this time. No, you won't, baby. Not in this Atlanta traffic. Not in this Atlanta traffic. You won't be making nowhere on time. It's
Okay.
more than one. But I appreciate everybody that has tuned in and listened to this topic and has dropped a comment in the comments section. We appreciate you. We couldn't continue to do this podcast without you. Those of you that may be new and may have not had an opportunity to listen to us before, please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Real Chill Conversations. We have a Facebook group called Real Chill Conversation. Make sure you join that. That's a lot of times where we bounce ideas back and forth and kind of talk about things and figure out, hey, this might make a good topic for the show. We get suggestions. We also have an Instagram page, Real Chill Conversations. You can also message us there. And I think there's a number up there if you want to reach out and talk further about possibly being a guest on the show or have an idea for a topic or all of that. So we slowly making some moves and getting it together, trying to promote for y'all. So y'all will keep listening and keep tuning in. And that's it. That's all I have to say. What you got, Dominique?
My final words is just use it to your advantage. I mean, AI could be like very helpful, especially trying to, generate money or whatever it is you're trying to do, promote your business, stuff like that. It's just like, to me, I don't like it when it's used like for bad things. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
I think that that's the most scariest part about all of this, that it can definitely be used for disaster.
Absolutely.
So I don't like where it's going, but I do enjoy the content that people put out there.
Yeah.
It's very helpful.
Yeah.
Um, could be more helpful.
Right.
Um, to help others to try to make, just help promote and everything like that, as far as stop charging and, all this stuff, because it's out there,
Right. Exactly.
you
Exactly.
know. So as long as it's not being used for bad things, then I'm good.
I agree. Me too. I am good with it too. Use it for the greater good and not for the greater destruction. And we just have to be very careful with, how we share information. You could be in your bedroom having a conversation and that whole thing has been audio recorded and used somewhere to help improve AI intelligence just off of your conversation and how you react and your emotions and your thought process and all of that. So you just got to be careful. Just know that, they're always watching, they're always listening. And I don't think that's ever going to go away.
Oh no, absolutely. And
Mm-mm.
if y'all find my double, tell her I'm here waiting. I know they already made it.
she, she just needs to be delivered.
Right, to the right address.
Uh-huh. Make sure check the label. Make sure it's got the right address on it. Well, that's definitely a good point. I think we could all use a double. And we're probably not that far off from being able to be in a position to achieve that. With all that we've seen in our lifetime thus far, and we still got years to go, it wouldn't surprise me. I would not be surprised at all.
I'm serious. I think I have one.
Mm-hmm. Probably do. You probably do. All right, everybody. Thank you so much again for tuning in and joining us. Dominique's going to take over and host the next episode. Do you know what we're going to be talking about?
That's right. That's right. That's right. No, I don't know yet.
But you will, and you will let us know. So we'll be informed and we'll be ready for that conversation.
All right, y'all.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.